everyone. Today we are continuing to talk about things that you can do now to prepare for next school year. No matter what model your school district chooses for returning to school, there are some things that you can start doing to relieve the back to school stress. And today we are talking about finding math websites that will work whether you're in person learning with your students in your classroom, or if you're using a hybrid model where the students come to school certain days and learn from home the other days, or even if it is complete distance learning, these websites are really going to help with your math instruction, and they're also great to have your students continue practicing skills that they still need to practice. So when I'm in the classroom, I'm always using guided math. So these are websites that I've used a lot in my technology center for guided math. And then for distance learning, they're all online. So it works perfectly because your students can access the materials from home. I've divided the websites into a couple of different groups because they can be used for some different purposes. The first ones have some great videos that you can use for instructing your students. So if you're in the classroom part of the time and learning from home part of the time, on the days your students are with you, you'll be delivering the mini lesson and teaching the lesson in person. And then the next day, if they're working at home, they'll have these videos to watch to refresh their memories about the skill that they were working on, and then they can practice online as well. So the first website that's really great for that is Khan Academy. They have so many different videos that walk the students through step by step how to solve different types of math problems. So all you would have to do is find one that reviews the concept that you are teaching your students and assign it to them through Google Classroom or however your students are accessing their materials, and they can go in, watch the video, and then practice problems that go along with it. The second one that I really like is Zearn. And Zearn goes right along with the Engage New York math program, which is also completely online. So if your district uses Engage New York, Zearn is going to be a huge asset to you because the lessons on Zearn follow right along with the program. Even if you're not using Engage New York, you can still use Zearn because the lessons are amazing. The videos walk the students through step by step. It has them practice as they're watching the videos, and then it gives them independent practice at the end to make sure that they understand it and can apply it independently. So if you choose to use Zearn and you don't have Engage New York as your math program, you can just look through. You're going to have to do a little bit more reading through the lessons, but you can find the ones that go along with the unit that you are doing in your math program and assign them to your students to watch and practice. And it's a really, really great way for them to do that from home. The last one that I really like for its videos is Math Seeds. Now, Zearn is completely free, and the videos on Khan Academy are free also for the students to watch from home. Math Seeds is a paid program, but you can do a 30-day free trial of it. So if you wanted to get some information about your students by doing it, you could do it for the 30 days and then not pay to continue it. The videos in Math Seeds are really cool because they really walk the students through and they really, really enjoy them. And then there are practice problems built into Math Seeds as well. This one is also great because it differentiates for the students. So it will give them a lesson on something that they need to practice, and it moves them through maps for the concepts. So with Khan Academy and Zearn, you have to go through and find the videos that go along with what you're teaching and assign them to your students. Math Seeds is a differentiated program where the students take a pre-test and then they get assigned to the level where they are, and it works them through at their own pace. I have my son and my daughter working in it right now for the summer, and they both really love the videos, and I love the practice activities because it really lets me see what they can do, and it also differentiates. So whatever they need to be practicing are the types of problems that it's giving them, which is really, really cool. The next group of websites that we're going to talk about are for assessment and extra practice. So maybe you don't need the video component. Maybe you are doing mini lessons with your class either through Zoom, or you're going to be recording your own mini lessons, so you don't need the video component. But you do need ways for your students to practice, and you need ways to assess them when they're working on the days at home. So the first one that I really like for assessment is Freckle. And Freckle is free as long as you're only giving your students one assignment at a time. And you can't go back and look at past data on the free program, but at least it's something that you can have them do. So you assign it based on the standard, whatever standard you're working on, you give them the assignment that goes with that, and then they work through it on their own, and then you can see how they did on that one assignment. You can get a paid version of Freckle as well, where you can assign as many assignments as you want, and you can go back in the data and see how they did on past assignments as well. Freckle also has an adaptive part where it will level your students, see where they are in math, what they're able to do on their own, and what they still need to practice. And then it will give them assignments that are tailored to specifically what they need. So they would go into the adaptive practice part, and that walks them through the maps. I also have my children doing that right now so that they are practicing in 2 different places. The next one that I like for assessment is IXL. The free version of IXL allows you to have the students do 10 questions a day. So you would have to assign them the standard that you're working on, and then they could do those 10 questions. And then I always just had my students type into a slideshow what their score was, because it doesn't report back to me because I didn't have the paid program. But my students got into the habit of doing their 10 questions, typing their score so that I could see how they did. If you purchase IXL, again, you get all the data and you can do as many assignments as you want in the program. What I do like about IXL is that it's broken down standard by standard. So you just click the standard, assign it, and that's the type of problem that your students are practicing. The next one is Happy Numbers. And Happy Numbers isn't one that I've used a whole lot yet. I just kind of was digging around and it's one I found, but I didn't really sign up for it yet. But it looked kind of cool because it too is going to give your students problems based on what they need. And it's just another great way to assess where they are right now and what specific skills they still need extra practice with. And then Extra Math is another one. This one is specifically for fact practice. You can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. In 3rd grade, I always used it for multiplication because mastering those facts is so important in 3rd grade. So that is what I used Extra Math for. It's not paid, it's a free program. So you just put your class in, assign them their multiplication, addition, subtraction, whatever operation you want them to work on, and it's self-paced. They work their way through that program. And then the last one in this area is Splash Math, which is another one that I haven't dug around a whole lot, but it looked like it had a lot of good practice problems that would let you see what your students are able to do. And the last section is just fun practice. Sometimes your students don't want to work through a program, they just want to play a game for fun, and that's what these are. I always gave them as can-dos at the end of their technology center. If they finished all of their other work, they could pick one of these websites. And the first one is Prodigy. Students absolutely love it because it's game-based and it does assess them and see where they are. The only problem with it is I always felt like my students were playing more of the game than actually doing math, so that's why I saved it for the end of their lessons. The next one is SumDog. That's been cut back a bit. There was a time when the students could play a ton of free games in there. Now it's more limited. So again, it's just more of a fun thing that I gave them to do as they finished their other work. FunBrain and Math Playground are the other 2 that have lots of different games for all different math topics that your students can just hop in and have some fun playing the games to review whatever they are working on at the time. If you would like a copy of this list of websites, I have them all linked on here. So if you're watching on Facebook, I have it linked in the description. You can just go ahead and grab it. If you're watching on Instagram, head up to the link in my bio and it is linked there. You can go ahead and grab it from there. Tomorrow in the Rock the Reading Workshop Facebook group, I am going to be talking about all of the reading websites that I love. So if you're interested in those, go ahead and join that group and join me for my live session tomorrow at 11 a.m. The link to the group is in my bio on Instagram, and it's in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. I hope to see you there, and I will see you back here next weekend. Bye.